Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs, and today I've got a fun caramel apple treat bag for you, and I'm going to show you how to make this gooey looking caramel that's actually dry to the touch. All right, now before we get started, would you like to see what's inside? You know, I always take it kind of as a personal challenge to find the perfect snacks to match our stamps and dies and punches. So for this caramel apple, of course, we needed some kind of caramel apple something. So I actually found two things, but in here are these. I've got two of them, and two is kind of a tight fit, but it works. One might be better. These are caramel apple oatmeal pies. I found them at our local grocery store. Now, let me tell you guys, these are Little Debbie. If you want to find Little Debbie snacks, go to their website. You have to Google Little Debbie Snack Finder, and it comes up. You enter your zip code and you scroll down and pick which snack you want, and it'll tell you stores in the area that have it. Now, when I was looking for these, it only said one store in our area because it was early in the season. So hopefully by the time you start making these, you'll have an easier time of finding them. But if you can't find them, I have an alternative. I found these on Amazon, caramel apple sugar babies. And two of these will fit perfectly in there as well. In fact, we'll put these two in the one that we make. Okay, well, let's get started. Now, this is the Harvest Hellos bundle, a very, very cute and very popular bundle that is in the new 2019 holiday catalog from Stampin' Up. But we're actually not using the stamps this time. If you click on the link here and go over to my blog, you will find two other projects using this. And on Friday, I will have a fourth project using the stamp set. But today we're just going to use the punch. And I decided to use a sentiment here, Make Me Smile. And we're going to use a word that I've die cut with a well-written dies that go with a well-said stamp set. That's a mouthful. Okay, so just to let you know. Okay, let's make our caramel apple first because it's going to need to sit for a little while, and we can make our bag while we do that. We're going to punch out this apple 2 times. Once in Real Red and once in Mango Melody. That mango is going to be our caramel, okay? Now, you can freehand this, and I will tell you, I made it several times, and I liked it better when I didn't freehand. It was better if I drew it. So just take a pencil and just kind of, just some drips like that. And then take your scissors and just follow along. Now, this can be the back side. You don't have to worry about that pencil line showing. All right, so just go along. This is a job for a small pair of scissors. Don't try to use your big sewing scissors or your big kitchen scissors. Get a small pair of scissors so that you can go in and out of that line. And if you look on Pinterest, you'll find lots of caramel apple ideas with this punch. It wasn't my original idea. There's lots of them out there. Okay, so now we're going to get a scrap piece of paper, and we're going to get our heat tool, and we're going to get our Versamark. Versamark is a clear ink. I don't know why I have 2 of them. Probably because that one's kind of old. Let's see. Yeah, this one's better, juicier. You're going to need something to put your powder in. You can use a dish or a scrap piece of paper, whatever. And then you're going to need a Post-it note. And I'm actually going to get... Let's see. No, I think one will be fine because we're going to use this Post-it note in a minute to hold our piece when we're heating it because it's too small for us to hold with our hands, and there will be no place to hold it. We're going to cover the whole thing, okay? So I think I'll go ahead and leave it stuck there. Take your Versamark and cover it really, really well. All right? All over like this. We want it nice and juicy, and I keep touching it with my hands, and we don't want to do that. Let's see, get it stuck down on there and cover up any fingerprints you have. All right, now get your clear embossing powder, and I'm just going to pour that on there. Make sure it's nice and covered. Now here in a minute, while it's still hot, we're going to stick it back down in that powder, okay? So leave your powder accessible. Make sure you're ready. Whoops, hopefully I didn't knock that camera. Get your heat tool on the highest setting and It takes a minute, not a whole minute, a few seconds really, like maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Uh-oh. And we've got to make sure that that is stuck on. Let's try that again. And once you see it turn clear, you know you have reached the right temperature. Dip it in that powder one more time and bring it over and heat it again. This is going to create that thick, glossy look. Now, once will be fine if you want to just do it once. But if you do it a couple of times and stick it in, your Post-it note might lose its stickiness, and that's okay because now, whoops, that's a little bit too much. It's sticking to that heated powder that hasn't cooled off yet. And the more you add, the more thick and glossy that's going to look. Can you see it kind of moving around? All right, I think that's good. Now, if you want to use something other than a sticky note, which as you can see doesn't always work perfectly, sometimes it does lose its sticky. I found that I could get through one dip and then the sticky would lose. But you can also use a pair of tweezers and hold it on the edges like that if you have craft tweezers, okay? I did try some other things to get this glossy look, but I will tell you that this is the best. This works the best. We do have some new glossy crystal effects that I just really couldn't get a smooth texture like this. This is like glass and it's already dry. Isn't that gorgeous? And the more layers you do that with, the thicker and glossier it's going to get. So you can play around with it to see which level of glossiness you like. All right, and you can see it also kind of changed the color of our cardstock to a more caramely look. It's not quite so orangey as it was before. All right, so stick that down. We're going to need to put something on there to hold it. I think, where's our Versamark? We'll lay the Versamark on top of that and hopefully it will dry flat. Now let me put this glue, close that. You guys, if you've got this fine tip glue, you've got to close it immediately. Don't leave it open or it will clog. Okay, now while our little apple piece caramel is drying, let me move it over. Let's make our little bag, okay? You're going to need a piece of crumb cake that is 6 by 9.5. And remember that these measurements are over on my blog. You can click the link and hop over there. We're going to score the long side at 1/2 inch, 3.5 inches, 5 inches, and 8 inches. And then turn it and score it at 1.5. Pretty easy. All right, so burnish all your lines, fold them nice and crisp. If you have a bone folder, this is the time to use it. Get all of my embossing powder out of there. Now take your scissors and we're gonna cut out this rectangle right here. We don't need that one. We're gonna cut these at an angle. All right. Then we're gonna go and cut each of these down like this. And I like to cut my bigger sections at an angle so that if any of my lines are just a hair off, nothing's going to stick out of the edge. And mine are usually a hair off, guys. They're usually a little bit off. All right, now grab your tear and tape or your Tombow and put some adhesive on. This is that 1/2 inch section right here. And fold that in half and it should line up perfectly. Now before we put it all together, let's get this designer series paper. Isn't this beautiful? This is actually from our Gathered Together designer series paper, but I just love this print. It kind of reminds me of school writing paper. And you're going to adhere that to the middle of one of those larger sections. Now fold in your sides and, whoops, we've got a straggler. Add some adhesive to these larger tabs like that. And there's your bag. So then you can just kind of pinch this and make it do what you want. All right, no score lines needed, just pinch it. Okay, now let's see how our caramel apple is doing. Oh, it looks awesome. Okay, now I did not have any popsicle sticks, and I do believe you can actually buy mini popsicle sticks, but I didn't have time to get any. So I have these craft sticks in my cabinet of junk, and I pulled these out, cut them in half, and that's what we're using for the little sticks that our caramel apple is in. You could also, if you don't even have any sticks, you could just cut a strip of crumb cake or soft suede cardstock and use it as your little caramel stick. All right, let's put this on with dimensionals. One there and one there. I'm going to kind of put it at an angle like that. Then I'm going to get the little U. Remember, I told you at the beginning, these were from the Well-Written Dies. Lots of really cute scripty words. You can find it in the annual catalog. It's a good one to just have for all kinds of different events or things that you need to, cut out some words for. And then the stamp set that goes with it has really cool little fun sayings that go with the words. All right, so we're going to adhere this right there. Give it a minute to dry. Now I've got a strip of paper, and I'm going to stamp the Make Me Smile in the ink that I didn't grab. Let's make sure it's not in the bag. Yep, in Pretty Peacock. Luckily I have it right here. And the reason I chose Pretty Peacock, because that's the color there in the paper. And I'm just going to stamp it right there on a strip of cardstock, on a just a scrap really, and I want it to just be about as big as the sentence. All right, I don't want it too big. Now let's get mini dimensionals for this, and we're going to put these on here, and we're going to put that across like that. You make me smile. So fun. All right, now let's put our sugar babies in. There we go. Now you could clip this together with any kind of clip. In fact, I really wanted the mini little clothespins you get at Walmart, but I didn't have any. So I'm using a clip from one of Stampin' Up's Tags and More accessory kit. This ribbon is the beautiful peacock ribbon. Let's see, it's called Reversible Ribbon. I want to make sure I give you the right name. Old Olive Pretty Peacock Reversible Ribbon. So it's got Old Olive and Pretty Peacock in it. And I'm going to tie my bow so that the peacock side sticks out on those loops. All right, let's pull those ends, get that straight, and cut those ends off at an angle. And all we need now is a glue dot. Now just think of all the fun you could have in the fall with the caramel apples and the carnivals, the fall festivals. How fun are those? Just really cute and really fun. Now remember, hop over to my blog and grab there's actually a PDF that goes with these. I did these on a Facebook Live, and you can find them in the PDF at the bottom of that post. Okay, you guys let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you joining me, and have a great fall. Bye, everybody.